is up, Ham Radio? Kilo Echo 8 Papa Zulu November, the Ham Radio Adventure Guy. Thanks for stopping by. Your one stop for everything Adventure Radio. It is Sunday. That means it's time for some shenanigans. What's going on, guys?
Shenanigans.
A bunch of shenanigans.
The
shenanigans.
Yeah, I mean, that's what the weather's been doing to me, shenanigans. Oh, it's clear. Right. No chance of rain. Let's go activate.
Right. Today we're going to have the whip.
Speaking of shenanigans, these guys right here, they help me keep the shenanigans going because, well, I can get things to work here. Am I frozen?
Yeah, you are. Which one you want to roll?
The first one.
There you go. Oh, he may be frozen. Thank you, Patreon members, for all the support that you give.
Yes, thank you very much. Y'all are greatly appreciated. And we have a lot of fun with you guys.
Yeah, we do. And go ahead, James. I see you laughing.
Oh yeah. So anyway, thank you very much, Patreons. And do you have the other board up? Because I'm frozen for some reason.
Go for it.
Yeah, it's up. All right, so it's not even a weekend, and the board's already changing around. But Harry barely holds on to first place, but Stephen moves up to second. James Jenner sitting in third. Charlie Golf Charlie with a little move, and Michael Kilo Oscar 4 Sierra Foxtrot Bravo all moved up. Everybody else is still sitting in the same place, and actually Dan's tied with these guys too. He just didn't put his stuff on the board.
Charlie Golf Charlie. Kapow!
Yeah, Charlie Golf Charlie. Kapow!
He was sounding good last night.
He's always sounded good, but you know who really sounded good today? And it's absolutely funny that he sounded so good. Terry sounded great today. Terry used to always sound good, but here lately, he's been a light on me. But he sounded really strong today.
So how did I sound on the 35-40 watts I hit you at?
Dude, you sounded fine. I mean, I can tell you wasn't running power, but you sounded fine. Okay. I wasn't having no problem, and I'm close to you.
Yeah. Thanks for the super chat, Eddie. He said, "Get you some better internet, man."
All right. Oscar 4.
It's like I think you're using Eddie's internet. This is some shenanigans here now.
I'll tell you what, I fixed my internet problems in West Virginia. Of course, he's not in West Virginia. He'd have good. I got an AT&T hotspot. I don't know if I talked about it Wednesday. But...
Oh, you're back.
I'm back.
It all depends on how you hold your tongue, man. You got to hold it a certain way.
Well, I'm on this trip, and I'm not getting my normal internet, of course, and it happens. I did want to let everybody know who's been wondering stuff. She did pass prayers, pray for.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's sad news.
Yeah. Y'all give prayers to James's friend's family there. They had a recent death they're dealing with.
So I will be on my way home in the morning. Who else? Who am I thinking now? Kilo 8 Golf Quebec. Thank you very much, Terry. I should say you sound good more often. Hey Terry, you are in the log. You don't have to recall me.
And Kevin says, "Congratulations to Dan."
Thank you.
Bravo, buddy.
If nobody's seen that video of Terry calling James yet, you need to go watch it. You need to go watch it.
That was hilarious.
It's great. It sure is.
I'll see if I can drop that in.
Hey Toby, we saw you. I saw you in Annabelle's premiere too, Toby. That was really good. I really enjoyed that. If you missed Kevin's video about Annabelle down in the Dominican Republic and her endeavors with Hotel India 8 Delta, go check it out. It's really good.
That was a really good interview.
sure was. I think James is at Eddie's house, man. I really do.
Yeah, Eddie loaned me his internet. I'm trying to get my phone fired up. I'm going to try to just do this from the phone instead of my computer on their internet because it's dropping like crazy. I apologize, guys.
Or just hotspot from your phone or something. Yeah.
If you haven't seen the interview,
we'll see if that helps a little bit.
Annabelle, that's in the chat.
Awesome. Is that where he is, Eddie? I knew he was down here getting some brisket. I knew it. Yeah, those are both really good videos. So. Other than that, man, how's your weekend been, Hayden? You do any boat work?
No, I just got home. I just got home from West Virginia. I haven't even seen the boat. I hope it's still floating.
That's right. We had fun over in Whiskey Victor.
Oh yeah, we had a ball. I did the 13 Colonies event. Went to the POTA meetup, Pennsylvania POTA meetup Saturday. That was a lot of fun. That is definitely what I'm going to do every year.
I saw the pictures, and I think every time that I see a picture of a tall guy, he grows an inch.
Yep.
I don't know if it's the way he holds it.
Dude.
I don't know if it's the way he holds the camera or what, but he gets bigger and bigger and bigger he gets taller and taller and taller every time I see him.
Yep. Well, it's like when you take a picture of your fish when you're fishing, you hold the fish closer to the camera and you're further away.
Absolutely.
Maybe he's doing something like that.
Absolutely. I believe that's what it is. All right. James might be getting his stuff straightened out here. Doing good. Good evening, Matthew.
Hello.
Chris, FZS in there. David, Golf Alpha Reese Cup. Bravo, bravo. Bang, bang. See you in there, buddy. Yeah. Terry, of course, Fausto wouldn't converse with you. He's yeah. I tried to talk to him for like 5 minutes, and he looked at me like a deer in the headlights. And then David just comes nonchalantly walking over. And by the way, he doesn't speak any English.
Oh,
you could have told me that beforehand. I appreciate it, brother. It was great. Yeah, David and Annabelle are still out there roving.
Yeah. They were on, last I saw, they were on 20 meters, 14.336.
Yeah.
I worked them on 17 meters and 20 meters yesterday.
Nice.
Before and after the new day.
Yep. They've been good. Do you have fun on your Whiskey Victor trip? Good.
Oh, yeah. Lots of fun. We went four-wheeling, and my daughter rode a little 250 for the first time by herself and had a great time.
Nice.
Saw a bear. So we decided not to go down that trail right away.
Oh, you didn't want to go up and smack it?
No, well, he heard the four-wheelers and took off. So we were going to let him put some distance between us and himself before we went up there. Pretty good time. Four-wheeling, fishing, did a little shooting.
That's what it's about.
Yep.
I leave this coming Saturday. Saturday morning is when I leave to go on my 16-state extravaganza.
Nice. Are you posting an itinerary or no?
Yeah, I'll probably throw one in my channel.
Okay.
It's kind of rough. I mean, the time I'm gonna be at certain parks is really tentative. It really depends on traffic, how much I want to drive one day.
You can narrow it down to a day or two. That would probably work best for people that want to meet up with you.
So I can definitely narrow it down to a day or two. I'll be in Lake Norman State Park the first night. So if you're around there, shoot me a message. And the second night, I want to say, was it Caledonia? That's a good question, Dan. You don't even know where you're going. Second night will be Sunday. Yeah, Caledonia State Park in Pennsylvania. I'll be staying there.
Mhm.
And then on the 17th, which will be Monday, I'll be at High Point State Park in Jersey. Yeah, but I'll post my the parks I'm planning on hitting on the way up, but it might have to change because one might be closed or whatever.
Cool. I ran into Ray and Carrie at the meetup, and Ray and I are kicking around an idea of going out to the closest island to me on the Chesapeake and load up a bunch of people on my boat and tow his boat out there and ferry people back and forth to the island. So we'll keep that in mind for anybody that's in the Baltimore area. We'll do a meetup on the island.
Is it an IOTA or just an island?
I would have to look. I know one of them is.
Is that the local party spot one?
No. Well, they're both local party spots.
Yeah.
But the one park that's closed to the public, I saw a message on Facebook talking about that one, and I snagged a picture of from one of the Upper Chesapeake boating groups of everybody partying on the island, and put that into the comments, and I'm like, yeah, it really looks closed to the public to me.
Yeah.
It is, but nobody worries about it.
Oh, Little Man's in the chat. I see Little Man in the chat. He was out there doing activating today, so good to see him in here. Oh, James is back. He's cleared.
Back.
He's cleared.
Hey, I'm back.
Hey.
What's that other feed you got in there?
Get rid of it if there's one in there.
You just have to wait for it to drop, I guess. Yeah.
Let's see if I can drop it from my.
It ain't hurting nothing.
PP in the house.
Yeah, what's up, PP?
I managed to work Mike over the weekend or the week.
While you were gone, James, we were just talking about your love of working FT8 and activating parks and
QRP.
Yeah. No, I'm kidding. We didn't even bring it up. Figured that's private information.
Give me a second. I'm going to try something.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, PP was out activating. It was 40. Wow, okay. 45 last night, PP. That's one thing I'm worried about because I'm camping my first night in North Carolina and I know it's going to be hot.
Yeah.
You know.
Do you have air conditioning on your camper?
I'm doing primitive camping.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's just, I mean, it's me and my dog, right? So if I get hot enough, I'll just go to the truck. I got AC.
There you go.
It'll get better as I get further north, I believe. Hopefully.
It should.
So it's just the constant rain too kind of gets me because I'm not bringing one of those real heavy duty tents. It's just like a pop-up tent, you know?
Mm-hmm. Chris says it's been around 70 at night where he's at.
Yeah. I was looking at the weather report, but that's 70 with like 65% humidity too. So you wake up drenched. You know. Yeah, it's been hot down here too in Georgia. It's been abnormally hot for this time of year, if you ask me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was brutal all last week.
It's not so much the heat per se. I mean, 90 degrees, 95 degrees doesn't bother me. It's just when it's 65% humidity outside at the same time.
That's what they say. The humidity will get you every time. And
you walk outside and it feels like you're trying to swallow air because it's just you can drink it. It's just crazy, just absolutely crazy. Yeah,
James on the park.
James, I got one. Actually, I'm over here. I actually have it plugged into a battery box, and I'm doing right now testing. These things are great. I just put a power pole connector on the other end, so you can plug it into your battery box. Go to town with it.
Is that the one that I linked?
I don't know. That's the one that I showed you. Yeah. And so each fan can turn, independently. So if you have two operators, you can You can have your air. The other person can have theirs. It's really nice. I like it.
Because I'm looking to replace mine. Mine's, which I don't even have mine with me because I'm not in my car, but unfortunately, I'm looking to replace mine and looking for something better.
I like that one. Has 3 different fan speeds. It's really good. Really good. For as cheap as it, I mean, they're not expensive whatsoever. You could probably buy 30 of them and spend $100. You know, I mean, they're not that expensive. I don't know how long I expect it to last, but if it breaks for the price, I'll just get another.
Did I drop again?
No, sir. You're right here.
You're there.
Okay. I was like, I thought I had the problem solved. I was like, oh man.
We're just chatting, man.
I tell you, dude, I'm tired,
Been a rough week.
and I cannot wait to get home to my Eagle One. Because here's the thing. Yeah, I get activated every single time I go out, but no matter what antenna I use, because I'm me. But the thing is, and I'm not down in any other antennas. Trust me, I'm not. But when the propagation is as bad as it is,
yes,
I want every advantage that I can have. And I got named the 40 meter slayer for a reason, and it's that Eagle One, because it doesn't matter. I can go at 1 o'clock during the day when there is no band whatsoever. You can scroll the whole dial and hear nobody. And I was like, hold my beer, and I spot on 40 meters, and 30, 40 contacts still. Every time.
That's because your milkshake brings all the boys to the yard.
Well, it does. But when I can't hear them because of the propagation, because I'm not using that Eagle One that has those ears, that just like Hayden. Yeah. Hayden tried to call me Saturday, and I did hear it. At one point I thought I heard Hayden, and I was like, I'm gonna listen again because I don't think it's Hayden. And I said Kilo Station even, and then I dropped off to him.
And I was using my Eagle One, but you weren't.
Yeah, that's the thing. My ears, I was still getting out. And I'm still getting. Oh, yeah. I still get activated, and I've still got everybody that was in the PZN challenge, and I've kept them in it all week long. Even though I was a little frantic today, sending messages, guys. This is your only shot. This is your only shot. Yeah.
I was actually out back, and my phone went ding. It was funny what I was doing. Speaking of shenanigans, I was we were just talking about while you were gone. The tent that I'm using is actually one of those. Pop-up tents. You throw it, and it.
Okay.
And cool. So I was learning how to fold it back up. So
don't you just love stuff like that? You take it out of this little tiny package, and it fits in there so good. And you're, oh, this is so tiny, it's awesome. And you go, and it's huge. You're like, oh, that's so great. And you go to put it back in this little tiny thing, and it's like, huh?
My youngest. We walked out back, and I said, hey, man, check this out. So I took it out of the zipper case, and he goes, what's that? He goes, it just looks like a circle. I said, watch this, kid. And I threw it up in the air. He goes, and it landed just perfect. And he goes, a tent.
That's amazing.
But yeah, I spent 15, 20 minutes trying to figure out how to fold the damn thing back up. I finally got it down to a science. So I folded it back up, then I deployed it again, folded it back up, deployed it, folded it back up.
Well, that's just like my green screen at the house. It folds into a nice little circle because I have a pop-up green screen. I've got the big drop-down ones and stuff too, but my shack's not big enough, so I use my pop-up in there. And I let that thing out, and it took me, I don't even know how long to figure out how to get that thing back in the bag.
Yeah. But now that you know, it's just done.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Bad. I'll tell you, today was bad propagation, but Eddie sounded really good. I had no problem getting Eddie. Robbie came in good. Dan came in good at like only 40 watts.
Well, yeah, I told you last night I was going to hit you barefoot, and I said I'm going to do better than that.
So to Georgia, I was good today. Terry was extremely loud. So
yeah.
It was bad, but you know.
Let's see what we covered while you were out. We plugged your video with Terry. We said it was absolutely hilarious. Annabelle's video with Kevin, absolutely gold. So you go watch that. And how David is still out activating now, like a machine he is.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
Yeah. You can hold my machine beer for this week coming up, because when I come back, that's what it's going to be too, because I've got a lot of numbers to make up for myself.
Are you gonna rove your way east by chance next weekend? Say next Saturday.
So I don't know if I'm going to Tennessee or not. As the last time I looked, and now I've not looked in a few days, the last time I looked, Tennessee was going to be pounded with rain next weekend.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, I'm definitely not going to a water park in Tennessee, and I'm definitely not doing a soda in Tennessee.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend water parks. You get pink eye.
So, well, I'll do it if it's sunny. I don't care. I can chop a toe off.
That's true.
But if that's the case, next weekend may be up for grabs to go to Lake Norman, or it may be up for grabs to go to Niagara Falls.
That would be nice too.
I'm not going to say either one yet because I don't know. But I'm going somewhere next weekend, unless it's raining in the whole United States. Because I'm going to Tennessee regardless sometime soon. Because if I don't, Charlie Golf Charlie's going to kill me, for one.
Mm-hmm.
And for two, I got to get that summit done. But also my trip to Western Kentucky, it was going to be that week-long trip at the end of July, has been canceled because James is not coming now. So I've got to figure out my schedule now for Western Kentucky too. I probably won't go out there for a week. So I'll probably make a couple different trips out there to finish up Kentucky. But you know, it's funny too, because a couple weeks ago, there was these 3 parks in this one part out there. I was like, you know, I should drive out there and get them and go ahead and get them out of the way. I'm like, nah, I'll be there for a week. I got plenty of time. Wish I would have went.
Yeah.
It happens. It definitely happens. So, I will say this. My goal, you know, I've talked to my Patreons, and my goal is to be full-time YouTube by the beginning of next year. But you know, with everything that's been going on, and you know, a lot of people don't know this stuff's going on. I've been having some issues. I just went through Dad's anniversary death, and this lady who died this weekend, I've been very close to for about 30 some years. So, you know, it just has me thinking it might be time for me just to suck the bullet up and pull the trigger. Anyway, thank you very much, Chris. See there, I think of you and tell Chris he's going to kill me, and then he sends me $10.
Well, I think that was a roundabout way of him trying to, you know, pay himself off to not kill you. But yeah,
right. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate it. But you know, I get in these whims. You know, I did this when I got my brain cancer, and said, you know, because before my brain cancer, I worked the corporate life. That's all I did was work, and pound money. But after my brain cancer, I said I was going to live life and stuff, and I have since that point. Yeah. But you know, this is a big goal of mine, and I don't want to let it slide away either. So, you know, I'm considering moving that goal up from the first year to sometime really soon. So if that's the case, I'll be traveling a whole lot more, depending on support that I get from everybody, which I get plenty right now. But going full time is a little different.
If you're going to be traveling, we need to figure out your internet situation.
Exactly. We
got to find a reliable internet for while you're out in the field.
I've got that figured out already. It's Mr. Musk has that figured out for me.
I was going to say because Curtis had his Starlink out there and it worked flawlessly. It was amazing.
Yeah. Well, we've had it out on field day before, and we had it out there this year, and it's worked flawless for us out there too. So that's probably going to be that.
I wonder if we could call Mr. Musk up and invite him on the channel and see if we can test ride one of those Starlinks.
Yeah, and while you're at it, go ahead and call the guy who owns Nissan, because I'd really need that Nissan van to turn it into a camper too. Right?
I don't know about Nissan, but I could always send an email to Mr. Elon.
If by the small chance in hell we get Elon Musk, it has to be on Shenanigan so I can ask him about his phallic-looking rocket.
Oh, he's commented about that.
Yeah.
What was the movie?
Spaceballs.
No. It was what was it? It was the Dictator movie. Where
Austin Powers.
The guy was making a rocket and he's like, I want it to be pointy so that it's scary.
Yeah.
And the scientist was like, there's no reason for it to be pointy. And then the dictator shoots him and then they bring in another one. Make it pointy. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I will say this. Even though I have not been activating my normal self, I have still, even through all this, been out there every single day. And I have made sure that each and every person who's in the PZN challenge has gotten a contact from me each and every day. But just because I've not been out there activating, I've still been moving toward my goals. If you ain't noticed, I've put out several videos that don't normally come out during the week. I've put out TikToks several days this week. I mean, I've slammed social media with pictures and stuff. So don't think that I'm not working, because I'll tell you right flat out, I'm always working. So
yep.
I got an end goal for my ham fam, and it's to keep our kingdom the way we want it. So, you know what? And speaking of our ham fam, I wanted to shoot out a big congratulations to Mr. Whiskey Delta 4 Delta Alpha November on absolutely killing the plaque event, and he's got a lot of new hardware coming his way.
Yeah, I came really close to killing almost all of it. Have I paid a little bit more attention? But yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah, that's just absolutely awesome. Good stuff.
I was really surprised at the lack of digital hunters, to be honest with you, because I know digital is a big thing in POTA, and I wasn't even remotely trying or planning on even being in the top 10 of that category.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, kind of surprised me there.
You did a stellar job, man. You kicked some serious tail.
No,
What'd you get? You got rookie, overall contacts, most unique parts.
Yeah.
What else?
No, those are the 3 plaques.
Those are
rookie,
okay.
Overall contacts, most unique parts. I came in second in CW and second in digital. And both of those are only by 20, 25, 30 QSOs.
Mm-hmm.
That is awesome. That is absolutely awesome. Even though I personally don't agree with the rookie one, because then it's POTUS category, but Dan's about as rookie as I am. So, yeah. But I've said
according to their criteria, you won't be rookie next year.
No, not at all.
Okay.
No, but I mean, I've said it from the beginning when they first announced it. You're only rookie for 3 months. If you're especially as a hunter, if you're still a rookie after 3 months, you're not really doing POTA to start with.
Yeah.
Because it's not like it's this super hard challenge to do. I mean, there's people like myself and Carrie and Bill and people that's out there every single day activating. It's not hard to find contacts. So that's my opinion.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you won't always learn. You can always learn. I'm still learning. Matter of fact, I'm fixing to add to my arsenal. I've came to the conclusion this past week. I'm going to add to my arsenal of skills. So
there some exciting stuff coming up next year for the Black event. So just keep your ears peeled about that. The event committee at POTA have done a great job behind the scenes, getting everything together and presented. And hats off to them for their time and dedication for sure.
Yeah, they do a good job.
And to all the POTA volunteers, really. I mean, it's an amazing little machine they got running over there.
Yep, they are all volunteers. Even though some
for them, we wouldn't be able to have this much fun.
They do it for the love, not the money. That's for sure.
Some of them should maybe unvolunteer because they don't put into it what it takes to make it happen. And there's other people that would do those positions.
Yeah.
But but for the most part, POTA's volunteers are amazing.
Yeah, no doubt.
They're always at it. And like the guys at the help desk and stuff, they're active. They're ready to answer your questions and help you out and stuff like that.
Yep. That's the good thing about Charlie too. When he answers your question at the help desk, he knows because he's out there doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So
and that's what a POTA volunteer should be. They should be active because I get it. Some of the volunteering is, a lot of the volunteering is, computer work and writing software and stuff like that. But if you're not active and know what's going on in things, who says you're even writing anything that's helping,
Right.
So I'd like to see some more of the people who used to volunteer and have gotten out of it. Maybe they should make room for some new volunteers.
Here or there, we just beg Vance to come back, please.
Vance was amazing. I love Vance, even though he was the egghead who got me to do the Bailey Sprout Challenge.
It'll be fun, he said. Come on, man.
He did. He said it'll be fun. I'm going to tell you, I did do a recap video of the Bailey Sprout Challenge just to make people aware of everything. I feel like you should know before you invest 6 months into it and just like, I'm about done with this, because it's a lot to it. But just like this past week, I've spent so many hours in the hospital, and stuff like that. But I had to get out there at least once a day in between all the thunder and lightning storms and the absolute crazy heat here. I had to get out there every single day and get one done one way or another. In a couple of days, I got a couple done. But you got to think about stuff like that, when it comes down to it.
I will say that hunting the POTA Bailey Sprout Challenge is it's not challenging. It's more of a being dedicated to it.
Mm-hmm.
Doing the PZN is more of a challenge because so I'm trying to get one singular person every day rather than I can pick anybody off the list.
You've got one guy and you're at his mercy. And luckily, typically on a typical week, I'm out 4 and 5 times a day. We all know that.
Right.
But weeks like this when I'm just out one time a day, you got to be on your game, because I almost dropped 3 of my 5 today. It was close, because normally they would get me on CW right off the bat, and they didn't get me at all on CW. And the way the bands were, I was like, uh-oh, sideband might be rough. But they were one of the first calls on sideband, so.
Terry says, thanks for the effort, James.
It's, well, I appreciate the guys. I put out that challenge knowing how hard it would be for a person just to hunt one activator. I figured, if you guys want me to do this, why don't you do it and make it hard on you? Because
like my misery.
Because like you said, hunting the Bailey Sprott, it's still a big feat. It really is. But you've got 24 hours to where you've got to just make a few minutes of your time to go hunt somebody. 24 hours. If you can hunt one station in Poda in 24 hours, you probably need a better station for one. Or you need to make some more time in your life for yourself.
Yep.
But then when you step out to activating, you got to get out there when the band conditions is right, and when everything's perfect for you, and then when you're not at work, and when you're not got this to do and not got this to do. And it may, what happens when you're sick? Just like last year when I had COVID twice. I went to the hospital for heart issues for like a week straight, and they try to keep me, and I told them I have to activate. Yeah, I'm surprised I didn't get a mental hygiene warrant on me, but I did make it. And then again this year it's showing. Just this past week it showed its effect on how rough it can be to do it. So, but for the hunters who just specifically, well, I'll tell you what, when I did my monthly stats last month, when I run my stats, I run them for a month, and it tells me every hunter who's hunted me every day that month. And I'm going to tell you, last month, the amount of hunters who had hunted me every single day of last month was outrageous. And that's just overwhelming to me, how I've got that many, and even though there's only 5 in the PZN challenge, there's probably another 15 that's barely off of the PZN challenge. I think Kent is missing 1 day this year, maybe 2. For the longest time, Toby was only missing 1 day. And I haven't. I've only checked the people who's still in it, but I mean, it's just amazing.
It's definitely more difficult than the normal POTA Bailey Sprott. Like you said, I got 24 hours to get a POTA content. With you, especially this last week with the crap you've been going through, I might have 20 minutes a day.
Yeah. If you're lucky.
Yeah.
Even though my set up and tear down's more than that when I don't have to eagle. I'm going to tell y'all, have I ever told y'all I hate radials?
Yeah, once or twice. Yeah.
Oh.
I hear they work better if you just use one of them that's 133 feet long.
One that's 133 feet long? I mean, I'll tell you, I've done some experimenting, and I've run with 0 radials, with 3 radials, with 2 radials. I haven't run with 1 yet. Maybe tomorrow I'll run with 1. I doubt it. I probably am going to get up really early and head home and go straight to my house and not activate until I get to my house and get my Eagle 1. And then you can guarantee the only radial I'll be using is that big old Nissan.
The Rust radial.
West Virginia radial.
And hopefully I'm home at 1:30 so I can jump on my favorite time of the day, 1:30 of the day when the band is, when I can pick any frequency I want because nobody's there anywhere.
Yeah.
That's something that Dom says, try the screen.
Well, Dom, when I go to Tennessee, I've been told that I'm being given some screen, so we will definitely have to try the screen. I hear all the cool kids are doing it now.
Mm-hmm. I think I have some chicken wire in the backyard. I might have to pull some out and give that a try.
It might make a good on-ground receive antenna too. Chicken wire.
Oh.
I'd have to try that. That's a good.
Now, let's talk receive antennas. How is your receive antenna set up at your house, Dan?
It's about 5 inches or so right at, well, which one? The one I use the most is about 5 inches above the ground, supported by little, just 3/4 inch PVC stakes that I stake, and I put a notch in the top of the pipe so I can lay the wire in on go on the corners.
And how long is that?
15 feet square.
In a loop?
In a square, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it doesn't have to be a square. That's just how it fit my yard.
You know, you could have got those PVC stakes that have the hole through the center and just run the wire through the center of it.
Yeah.
That way you wouldn't have to notch everything.
Yeah, I didn't think about that.
So it doesn't necessarily have to be in like a certain shape. You could just run a certain amount of wire out along the perimeter of my fence, and that would make a receive wire.
Yeah. They call them a loop on. Well, you have to connect it back to itself. That's why it's called a loop. So your 2 feed ends have to come back to the isolation transformer.
Okay.
So it has to be
like one of these.
No, not an unknown, because it has to be an actual isolation transformer.
That's what I should do. I should make me a home receive antenna.
Terry asked 15 feet. That's 15 feet squared, so that would be 15 times 4.
Yeah. You just don't want it resonant on any band, so don't cut it for a length like 15, 17 feet. I mean, this, the longer your loop is, the better it's going to pick up lower frequencies. Okay. Obviously. You just don't want it resonant on anything, so make sure you don't cut it for some kind of weird harmonic that you didn't think of, like a 17-meter harmonic or some crap like that. If you had like 15, 17 foot squares, I think I just did 15-foot square on my first one and threw it on the ground. I actually had it. I literally threw it on the ground. It was laying on the ground, and it worked so well I didn't bother with different lengths.
So what about 43-foot square? Would that be better for the low frequencies?
Probably.
What about 83-foot square?
The big one that I use, I realize you might not have this much room, but it's just what I had. I just wanted to experiment putting one around the entire backyard, which is about 200 by 200 by 200 by 200, and I got that stapled to my wooden fence around the yard. That one's about a foot and a half off the ground, just stapled to the wooden fence, just to see what it would do. On 80 and 160, that thing, oh my God. I can hear a tick land on a deer in Oklahoma. It's crazy.
That's cool.
Yeah, because
on like 20 meters, that big loop around the entire backyard, it's not worth the crap. It's just too long. So.
I need one of those since I hunt so much from home, right?
Yeah. I thought about hooking it up to my 6100 and loading it up to see what it does. Used about 10 watts in transmit to see what happens.
I bring the G90 down there and I'll just tune it up and activate on it.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about doing.
I can't activate it in your yard. I guess that thing would be a pain to set up in a park.
See, Dom asked, does it have to be low to the ground? Well, it doesn't have to be. Any receive antenna will work at any height. The reason why it's better lower to the ground is you get rid of your local noise. So receive antennas, the loop on ground is very quiet. So I don't get any of my local RF noise from.
Don't even some people have them on the ground?
Yeah. I used to have mine physically on the ground. Yeah. And no, it's just a very quiet antenna. So
you could just use like an insulated wire sitting on the ground.
That's exactly what I used. Yeah. Interesting. Sometimes I'll hear people you won't even move my estimator at all. Like if you were to look at the waterfall, you'd be like, oh, there's nothing there. You put the dang earphones in and you hear somebody plain as day. So, the lower the ground, I feel it cuts out your local noise interference. Like I might have a noise floor, say S7 on 40 meters on my big antenna, 80 foot in the tree, and I listen on my loop, and the noise floor is like 0.5. I mean, less than this unit. So it brings the entire noise floor down, but it also brings down every other signal too.
Mm-hmm.
So you can hear them, but you can't see them. That's really what it is.
Yeah. What are you using for an isolation transformer?
DX Engineering has. I'm sure you can build one. I'm just not very handy. Let me get you the DXE part number here.
Okay.
Do
that up in the chat because I think
do better than that. Just share it on the screen. Let's everybody see what you're using.
Will hold on. Let me find it.
I figure if I use that, get one of those, and throw some wire out, and get a little AB switch, I might be onto something.
Here it is. Let me make sure I share the right screen. Present. Sure screen. DXE. Sure. All right. So those are designed for beverage antennas, and beverage antennas are really, really, really sensitive receive antennas. They're very directional too. So but that works. So basically, you just hook up one side of your loop to one of those wing nuts.
Okay.
You hook up the other side to the other side of the wing nut. The resistor right there you don't need because that's really a beverage thing.
So when I'm camping, could I just hook 2 wires to Chartwave Wing Nut Bravo and it'd be a good receive?
Absolutely. Okay. And then there's an F-type connector there. There you go. There's an F-type connector for your coax. And just get an F to BNC adapter because mine takes BNC and puts on the back of my radio. And I used regular TV coaxial cable, with the F-types on them because I had a whole bunch of it laying around. So I use 75 ohm cable because I don't care about the ohmage because I'm not going to be transmitting.
You're not transmitting on it.
Just as long as the signal gets to my radio, I don't care what ohms the cable is, right?
So I could set up a whole separate radio and listen.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And then transmit on the 991. So I could use the 817 as a receive radio.
Yeah.
Oh, we might be on to something here, boys.
So did you say did you say your radio took BNC in the back?
For the receive antennas, yeah.
Okay. I did not know that.
I put the link in the chat if anybody's interested in that little gem.
Oh.
I know I will be ordering one.
I'm sure you can find the guy who does the loop on ground stuff. Let me find out where I found this guy. Yeah, here it is. I'll put this guy's link in the chat too. He goes through very good about how to make, if you want to make the matching, not the matching transformer, the isolation transformer yourself. There's a schematic for it that he has, so you can build it if you don't want to buy it.
What is his call sign?
Kilo 5 Juliet Yankee.
Okay, there's his. Okay.
Yep. And it goes through. You see all the patterns for it and everything else.
Oh, you already got his. Okay.
Yep.
Cool stuff.
And I want to say he had a schematic of. Oh, there it is. Oh, that doesn't really tell you what kind of isolation. Oh, yeah. Okay, so you put 2 turns on one side of your isolation transformer and 5 to 6 turns on the other side.
5 or 6 on the other.
So if you
do you have to use an F connector, or could you use?
No, just use whatever connector you want to.
BNCs here at home.
Yeah, just to get the signal back into your shack. That's all you're doing. So.
But he doesn't say what kind of what the material he's wrapping around.
Yeah, he does. He says his transformer is wound on a Fairlight, that's a name brand, number 73 material binocular core.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
Yeah, this guy's
Oh, I'm
website
excited to try this now.
has a lot of information about loops on ground. And all right, so your loop is directional on receive, but not as bad as you think. I mean, it does have lobes for receive,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not terribly bad. So let me find the overhead. Yeah, see, so you do have nulls a little bit, but you'll still be able to hear pretty well right there. So
Yeah.
It's not like a really deep null.
Good stuff.
Yes, sir.
Awesome stuff. I know what I'm going to be doing this week.
Always learning, always adding to the game. That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
Maybe that'll help me get Alaska.
Looks like Larry has a question here.
Any issues you could think with using a transmit receive switch? I've never used one. I could not tell you.
Yeah, that's the only thing I could think of. If you have one antenna input, is an AB switch, but that'd be a little monotonous after a while. But
it very well would. And if you forget to flip it, you're gonna burn something.
Yeah.
Well,
that's why if you have an extra radio laying around.
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily, because Terry will be on his receive antenna quite a bit, and he'll forget and transmit on it, and his radio still works fine. And I typically know when he does that, because I'll just stand there and say QO8, and then he'll shut up real quick, and then I just call his call sign out, and then I'll typically go QO8 Golf Quebec, wrong antenna 59.
Yeah.
Well, I would think that little isolation transformer would probably get fried if you transmit through it, but the radio should be all right.
Yeah, I mean, that is a good question, because I've never used a transmit receive switch like that. So,
you're talking about the ones that's like multi-port for multi-antennas, right? For like if you don't have
all them AB switches.
I'm not sure.
I wonder if Larry's talking about something different than an AB switch. He says MFJ has a transmit. Let's look that up.
There might be like an automatic. Yeah. Okay. So it's an auto switcher for a single antenna input. Okay. I've never seen that. I mean, I guess it should work, but the main advantage is you'll get more for your mileage. And I realize with the radio you have, you can't do it because you just got to do the best you can with what you got. But you'll get the best out of a receive antenna when you can listen to it at the same time as your main antennas. Because sometimes you'll hear stuff on your main antennas you won't hear on the receive loops, sometimes vice versa. So you want to be able to listen to both of them at the same time to get the biggest effect out of it. Which is why having two radios would do. You just have to tune both radios to the same frequency.
Two radios. I happen to have two radios. I happen to have.
I wonder.
Way more than two radios.
I wonder if I transmit with my 991A and I have my 817 set up as a receive radio, what effect that'll have on each other.
Yeah, well, it's going to be loud on your 817.
I was going to say for the, it doesn't matter that you're using a QRP for receive. It's still going to receive the same.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's why I'm using it. I wouldn't transmit with it.
I mean, I would be careful because you're transmitting really close to, antenna distance wise to that other radio. You don't want to blow your receiver out.
Yeah, that's my concern is that it blow the receiver out. So something like an automatic transmit switch would be something.
You might wake up tomorrow morning no front end.
I enjoy my front end.
I know.
Well, it's a QRP radio. It don't have a front end to start with.
It don't have no back end either.
It's got a tiny back end.
There's no badonkadonk on that radio.
I love my 818.
Yeah,
Great radio. You just can't use it in bad conditions. Like, when you're in solar cycle 25, you should be able to. Oh wait, we are. Never mind.
Oh yeah, we have to wait for the.
So far, it's been solar cycle flop.
High bands have actually been pretty good. 17 and 15 and 12 have been fairly decent.
This is why we should definitely make me full-time YouTube. That way I can get out when the high bands are working instead of. I'm more of a late activator typically.
Yeah.
Which is a low band activator. Which in the evenings the low bands are fine still.
Oh yeah, they're great. When the sun starts going down,
I'm just more of a 40 meter guy. I just go on 40 meters and say, hold my beer. I'll get contacts.
Boy, you're still young yet, man. Give it, or 30 years, you'll move on to 80 meters.
Oh, well, I'll move on to 80 meters. So I was helping a new ham out, and
hey Jason, what's up, bud?
They're getting ready. They were getting ready to take their technician and stuff. So I programmed the radio for them, and just said, "Here, it's programmed. Just turn it on in the mornings and listen to it." And I said, "You'll hear some people on that repeater." And they called me and said, "You ain't gonna believe this. These people are talking about where they're going to lunch and what this and what this." I said, "Welcome to Ragju."
They're having an actual conversation, not just exchanging signal reports. What the hell is this?
I'm like, welcome to Ragju.
Oh my God. Oh man. Yeah, you'll be there in about 30 years. You'll be on there complaining about your colonoscopy or some crap.
I'll be in there in 30 years complaining about something because I complain about things now. But I do that on YouTube. I don't complain on the air. I wonder when you get that card. I wonder if you get a certain age and you get a colonoscopy card.
Oh, I don't know.
Like
they send you your ARRL, ARRP card.
and each year you get like more and more added to your card where you can fuss more and more and more.
Yeah.
What age do you have to be at to just be that guy that's just horrible?
Just like going to the smoothie place and getting a punch.
I'm sure it varies with everybody.
That is
I don't know about these people. Like, maybe that's the way they have fun. I don't know. Maybe they're that miserable people that just tormenting other people is fun in their life. So
that is great, man. That is great.
Mm-hmm.
Who else is who's streaming after us? Do we know today?
I see Jason has Ask Me Anything stream coming up at 8 Eastern.
Awesome.
Yeah,
7
I think I started the trend last week.
Yeah.
I haven't asked me any string, and I'm starting a trend. So yeah, Jason's got that at 7 o'clock. It should be Frank.
With that, we really enjoyed that.
It should be Frank or Charlie.
Yeah. So Frank's at 7, and then the Ask Me Anything with Jason 2.0 is at 8. So.
Good deal. So we're gonna wrap this up. That way you guys can head over and watch Frank and stuff, and watch Jason. If the weather hangs out, I may try to pull off a late shift tonight. I ain't promising nothing. Cool. But I obviously don't have to go to the hospital no more now. So I may try to pull a late shift out. If not, I will be on tomorrow for tomorrow's date. But good to see you in the chat, Covain. I would really like to see Covain in the Patreon chill pad hanging out with us more often, because Covain used to be one of the core members of that hangout. So I'd love to see Covain back in there again. That'd be great. But speaking of Patreon, you can head over to Patreon and get 7 days worth of free benefits just by signing up for the top activator. It's free. If you don't like it, you just cancel it. So do that and make sure to message Hayden, Dan, or myself and tell them you did it. and we'll get you signed up for the Discord benefits because they're just absolutely, the benefits. I can't even tell you how good they are, because not even for just the Patreons, but for me as well, because you never know when you turn into a chill pad what people are talking about. Some nights it might be about peanut butter and meatloaf, but some nights it might be about a really interesting subject, and you learn a lot. So it's really cool, and there's other benefits over there, like it automatically spots you in my Discord where all the POTA people. When POTA people are not watching the POTA spots, they're still watching the POTA page in my Discord.
Yep.
I mean, you get activations that don't get spotted on POTA, and you can get that in Discord just by going there, and it's absolutely free. So anyway, thank you guys for the super chats tonight and all the support that you guys give me, and hopefully sometime very soon this will be a full-time gig, and you'll get to see a lot more cool stuff coming up. So you guys go over and watch Frank, and we'll catch you on Wednesday night and on the air all week. 73.
73, everyone.